social media loving on Tesla again. And one of the reasons is, $8 billion poured into Tesla shares in the past couple weeks. Yeah, but they're setting Teslas on fire. They're firebombing and Molotov cocktailing, dealerships and everything and keying Tesla cars. Well, took it down to 220. How about the unusual activity that we talked about, folks? The unusual activity, March 11th, when they were buying 36 or 38,000 calls, Pete. That's a big trade. How have they been doing? Well, it's 272 today. It ain't 220 anymore.
Well, not only is it a hot name to talk about, John, and obviously, the tie-in with X or Twitter or whatever the heck you want to call it, but but I will say this, and I think it's pretty interesting because I got into a bit of a Twitter battle with a bunch of, I shouldn't be mean, with a bunch of guys who, in my opinion, were very uninformed. How about I put it that way? And here's why I say that, John. When you really look at what Tesla is, how many people say it's a car company? They're wrong. It's not just a car company. This is very much, and this is the comparison I used on X, where I said, hey, look, do you remember when Apple was out there and everybody only talked about the phone? And I would sit there on the other side of the desk and say, hey, by the way, there is a little something out there that we call the services in. And I think that thing is going to be pretty meaningful because it is something that is going to be attached and it is going to bring in that much more billions and billions of dollars. Well, you say the same thing about Tesla, really, right? I mean, you and I both know this, but I see these guys all the time. To this day, oh, it's just an EV company. It's like, no, they do energy storage. They do all kinds of other things. It's just crazy to me that people don't, they all fall under the category of just following just one other guy, one other person. Oh, yeah, it's a car company. It is so much more than that. And even if it's not from the number standpoint, it's getting just like Apple did. It was 5%, it was 10%, it'll become 15 or 30 or 40% of the revenue. This is parts of the thing that I don't think enough people ever give that part thought. You did, and one of the reasons you did was you understand that it's not just an EV company. There's the data side of it, it's all of that. So all that being said, there's a good reason why people all of a sudden said, you know what, torches or whatever they're gonna do, that's some of the most ridiculous things in the world. And by the way, why is that okay at all? Why the same tree huggers that all wanted to drive around in an EV are now wanting to blow them up? Are you kidding me? That's what you're going to do? Oh, well, that is what it is. Tesla's going up. It's going to be a much higher stock probably later on in the year after this big run that we're already having right now.
Well, you're absolutely right, of course. And the fact, Pete, that it's a data company, like you said, you know what else is a big data company? X. X is a big data company. And you know who owns the data for both? Elon Musk. Elon Musk owns the biggest data company in the world, which is X, because that tells you everything about what's going on in every part of the world, Pete, where they don't censor it. And Tesla can tell you, this is how it works in the snow. This is how it works in the rain. This is how you drive. When I went to the airport, Pete, I got picked up at 4:45 in Vegas in the AM. Just after Pete and I were coming off the tables, folks. And as I was picked up, Pete, in a full self-driving Tesla, Cecil, the guy that picked me up, said, just watch this, click. And he said, I'm not steering all the way to the airport. I'm just sitting here. He says, I'm a 5-star driver and I'm just sitting here, I'm supervising. And he said he drives he said, I've had 4 Teslas. He said, in a year and a half to 2 years, I usually put 260,000 miles on them. Wow. And he said, this full self-driving, it's a life changer for me as an Uber driver. Wow. Anyway, enough about Tesla. We'll have more on X and Tesla, I'm sure, in future episodes.